Next up, and this is the last temporary change that we're going to talk about before the break, is an account that I actually do think has some merit, but I also think that they cut themselves off at the knees based on the way they named it. It is the Trump account for minors. And in transparency, I've been trying to figure out if that's the actual name or whether it's just like the nickname they're giving it. But this is a really unique account, and it's kind of a blend between a 529, an UGMA, which is a Uniform Gifts to Minors account, and an IRA that you might open up for your child. This is another one that's only available through 2028, and it has some unique benefits. First, what is it for? Well, instead of the limitations of a 529, which is for education expenses, instead of a Roth IRA where your child, they can access, what's been put in with some limitations, but they can't access gangs until they're 59 and a half. Instead of an UGMA account where there's unfettered access for the child once they reach the age of majority and you kind of lose the ability to guide them. This is a blend of all of those things. The money has certain qualified expenses for which it can be used, and those are college, so school related expenses, small business purchases, and also first time home purchases, which is really unique. Now, the thing is, if you use it for one of those qualified expenses, you'll be able to have any growth on these funds taxed at long-term capital gains rates, which is 0%, 15%, 20% based on your income. I would say the vast majority of middle America, even high income earners, are going to fall in that 15% range. Now, if you don't use it for a qualified expense, it's almost like taking an early withdrawal from a retirement account. You would have to pay a 10% penalty, and that money would be charged to your income when it comes to what you pay taxes on at the end of the year. In terms of contribution limits, you can contribute up to $5,000 per year per child between now and the end of 2028. Now, in addition to that contribution limit, you can use it if your child's already born. But if your child is born between 25 and 28, the government will actually kickstart the funding of that account at $1,000. And employers can also contribute up to $2,500 that doesn't count as income to the parent. Now, there's some restrictions in terms of what you can invest these accounts in. And that restriction is the money that's in the account has to be invested in a diversified fund that tracks US stocks. So that means that you can't go in and invest in single stocks, even if they are US based companies. It has to be a diversified fund that tracks US stocks. So think like the S&P 500 instead of you individually investing in like Nvidia or Apple or Tesla stock.